the stream just so in case anyone comes in.
Okay.
Don't want what happened to me happening to you.
What happened to you?
Had some trolls in my chat yesterday. I was completely fine with it, but I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I'm having to get my viewership, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, yours are like the ones that I know are fine, but then there was someone like dissing my glasses and then like saying I look like a carrot, and I was like, bro, for fucking starters, I'm not even wearing any makeup, and no, it's just filters. That's why my hair looks a bit brighter than it does in
Fucking
person.
carrot.
Yeah,
Because-
fuck me, Jesus.
Sorry, I don't fuck with carrots.
I was just saying, because we're talking about characters and shit, I'll get out my long list of character concepts that I've had brewing for the past fucking 2 or 3 weeks.
And now that suddenly comes onto the fact that I said on Twitter that I'm going to diss you for every character you're gonna make.
Ho 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 ho! You have some good ones to take the piss out of.
Yeah, well, I take the piss out of all of them, so it's fine.
That's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, because I'll do the exact same to the ones you make.
Yeah, well, I make them time and place wise.
You mean you just make them up on the spot?
No. I make them up depending on what the campaign's going to be like.
I have them, and then I just edit them to fit into the campaign.
No, I can't do that backstory wise. Ah, it hurts.
I mean,
But
I don't give them a backstory. I simply give them a concept, and then I work on the backstory depending on what the campaign is.
No, I have to do backstory as well. I mean, the only character that I did reuse was Mieris, because she was used in a one-shot that I did with Mima and Emma and all those. And then I was like, you know what, I quite like her, gonna carry her over. And then I used it for Minds of Phandelver with Moody. And that's why I threw her away at the end, because I was like, oh, I can't be done with using it again, because it was only supposed to be a one-time thing.
Minds of Phandelver featuring Moody.
Minds of Phandelver just feels like a dragged out one shot.
I literally cannot do Minds of Phandelver anymore.
Yeah, to be fair, it is. Well, it depends on what happens. You can have a granny have a heart attack on some stairs.
You can kidnap a fucking goblin and then keep it slave for like the next 7 sessions.
Including the next campaign.
Yeah, it's still the slave.
I'm so angry that we never said bye.
I mean, no. We're not. That could be rectified. You don't know that.
Maybe.
Sephiroth could come like vibing in his EDM tower and go, "Hey guys, I've got your goblin boy.
Yeah,
Do you want to play with him?"
No, Zephyros is fucking dead. Assume he crashed into a mountain somewhere. He's not coming back.
You heard it here. Sephiroth is fucking dead.
Like, I originally intended to have you guys like chat with Zephyros before you went, but I also really couldn't be fucking bothered. So.
I can't wait to appear in a new town. These people are worshipping the crashed wreckage of a building with a hat on it.
Right, cool. Now that everything's sent out, shall we do introductions?
Whenever you're ready.
Hold on. Okay, tweet's up. Cool.
I'll tweet it because I'm a good person.
Cool. So, you know who I am by now. My name's Moody, and this is my shitty podcast after 2 weeks of pain. But hey, we did the PC gaming show last week instead, which is kind of a podcast in a way, except it's me and Abby complaining at everything, looking at mobile games instead.
Yep, what game was I playing? I was playing, because I still got it on here, Hotel Empire Tycoon, because it was more entertaining than the PC Gamer shit show.
You mean you weren't looking forward to Evil Genius Tycoon?
Ha 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 ha! Let me just get my guinea pig out. Hold on 2 seconds.
This
Please
podcast
don't.
is sponsored by Hotel Tycoon 2 for the mobile devices.
And we also have Josh, who is technically the longest standing podcast member because we have the 0.5 episode pre-recorded about Devil May Cry that I'm just going to use to fill a dead week.
Man, I can't wait for that. Hi, I'm Josh.
As soon as a week either I or someone else can't make it, I'm just going to fucking set that one to play on its own. So if there's ever a Devil May Cry podcast with absolutely zero viewer interaction, that's why.
We try and build a family friendly experience here.
Yeah, we can do it. It's fine. Fuck. Ha!
Yeah.
Ha! Okay, never mind. I fixed
You
it. Sorry.
good there?
Yeah, I ended up getting two bubbles stuck together, and it confused me as to how they got stuck together. And
Promotes a
It's one
family
of those
friendly
ones.
experience. Says fuck 0.5 seconds later.
my content's family friendly. Just, you know,
Not
Yeah.
you.
it's just not me.
Oh dear. But
Ah.
yes,
I got it.
considering it's us three and we are all players of it, and yeah, I think it'd be Abby at this point. That's most playtime. If we go back maybe a couple more months, it might have been me if you include my old playtime. But we're
Oh,
all
let
pretty
me
avid D&D players.
check my Roll20 playtime. Right, my account was made in 2017. That was an accidental invite, but I ended up joining that campaign anyway, and it was Regan. And I now currently have 1,604 hours put into Roll20.
Jesus.
That's not including the IRL game I played as well, and that spanned over 2 days, and we did non-stop for like 6-7 hours.
So I was gonna say, like, what happened with you getting into D&D in your first session and stuff? Purely because, obviously, I know you had an interest for a while beforehand. We always used to speak about it, but you kind of just got into one suddenly, and then you just joined like fucking 20 afterwards.
Yeah, basically, it started out with Regan, who we know Regan. He is our Thursday DM. He accidentally sent me an invite to the Roll20, and he went, "Shit, don't join that." And I went, "Too late. I'd already made an account." And that was the campaign that he'd only just made, and that was with a few people that I'm now good friends with. That was Derpy and Emra, and then a few other of Regan's friends. And that was when I met Joseph as well, who did the Wednesday campaign with us for a while. That was the what was it called again?
Oh god, I cannot remember the name.
Hold on, let me check back on my thoughts. Real quick.
Oh, was it Resurrection of no, the Never
No,
Ending.
that's Never Ending War. That was
That's
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And it was quite a high level campaign. I think I personally jumped in about level 12ish, so I got given all these spells as a ranger, and then I had like the extra feats as
you played Ranger
half
first, you
elf.
poor soul.
Listen, I wanted to be a half elf ranger like every person who never experienced D&D before does. But I'd also I'd known about Critical Role as well, and I started watching them, and I was like, oh, this is such a cool game. So then I started getting into that, and I was like, I could do more. So then that's when it turned into the obsession of joining every fucking game under the sun. I joined, initially it was Lewis, who is Heramius on Twitter. He was running a game, and I met him through Verity and Scott, who I'd met through conventions, and they invited me to it. So I was like, oh, this would be really fun. And then that all kind of spun together, and then we've been playing that game for over 2 years now, 2.5 as our little group, and 2 years including Raymond and Zoe. And we had more campaigns between that, and we've had so many one-shots as well with other people. Like I've had Emra, Mima, Derpy, Doge, Johan, and loads of other people as well. And most of those games aren't streamed, they're just for fun. And it's like, oh man, I can't even explain how fun it is, because my mom calls me an absolute nerd constantly. Me and my dice collection, me and my unnecessarily small bag collection, and not bag, fucking book collection that needs to get bigger. Then I have the magical cards, the druid spell card books. I also have a whole leather bound campaign book. I have specific notepads for specific campaigns. Everything's individually labeled. It's an obsession that got wildly out of control for no reason whatsoever, other than a happy accident. Ow.
Nice one. Yeah, there's never you coming in one day like, oh, I joined a D&D session. I was like, oh, that's cool. Then 2 weeks later, I'm in 3 more. Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened here?
At first, I felt like I had to hide it, because I was like, oh my god, do people still find Dungeons and Dragons a stigma. And then I thought I was at the peak of where I would be in my social circles. I thought, this is great. I'm going to be like that one girl that has all the mysteries behind her. But it turned out that I was the nerd of the group. And then I felt like weird, like opening out to people. Like I felt like I was coming out. I was like, guys, I do Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you can accept me for how I am, but this is who I am. And yeah, it was a weird time. I felt like I couldn't because of, you know, like the whole stigma of when like
Yeah.
you were growing up and you saw it like on like different TV shows, like Dungeons and Dragons is for nerds. So I don't know. It was weird.
That's the thing. I'm
Even
pretty
now,
sure,
I'm still
like,
like,
if you
"Ooh."
speak about D&D, like people that know of the game but have never played it, I think a lot of people still envision like that typical sitting around a board in a room with little figurines and stuff. When
Oh, yeah.
realistically, I'd say it's like 0.1% of people that actually play IRL and with like figures and shit.
Right, yeah, because not a large portion is now, especially during lockdown. You don't see a lot of people that are actually playing it in person, if at all, because it's just impossible.
You find as well, like anyone that really is playing IRL, they don't really use like figures and stuff. It's just a way that people seem to know the game.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
some people,
well,
like,
what
print
do
tokens and
you?
stuff, but it's kind of just this. You find that the problem with figures and shit is that, especially as a DM, you are severely limiting yourself because you can't just make whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like the tokens we had for Scott's IRL campaign, which ran over my birthday, which was amazing. He printed them out on like regular paper and put them on the back of washers, and then gave them out like that. And then because one of my spells as is another ranger, there's some tiefling ranger. Because I have a bigger size was one of my spells. We call it Giant Lucia. He printed that on back of cardboard, and it was like a huge piece. It was fucking crazy. But it's you wouldn't like expect anyone who doesn't have many IRL sessions to go out and buy all the minis if there was no need for it. It's an expensive thing to get into if you want to do it in person, which is why I think a lot of people do stick to doing it on Roll20 as well, or
Exactly,
like
yeah.
any
It's
other
just-
online ones you can do.
It's just a million times more convenient, especially like if you're trying to find players. Unless you have an IRL group that you know are like all playing anyway, it's kind of why.
Oh yeah, even then it's still hard to try and get everyone there at a specific time. Because even for us, we still struggle sometimes on Sundays because someone's ill, or right now I've got a really sore voice, even though I spoke to you earlier today and I was fine.
Mm.
Or like someone's just suddenly got really ill, or a family member's ill and needs to look after them. And
Exactly.
it's just like it still works the same.
There's been times like with the Sunday session that I run for you guys that someone's ill or can't make it, but it's at such like a turning point in the campaign that either because I don't want them behind on story stuff, or because it might be harder and it's not worth me controlling it, or also I'm like, I spent some time working on this bit and it feels kind of shitty people not seeing it. It just takes one person sometimes for it to all kind of crumble.
Yeah,
Like,
and especially when like you said, when it's a crucial point as well.
yeah, you kind of sat there like, this is going to cause problems. Especially, obviously, we had some stuff, sort of like motivation and whatnot, a couple of months back. I was like, if people sort of fall behind on story stuff and what the fuck's going on, there's no way they're getting back into the story. And it's just
Oh,
kinda
God, no.
yeah. But, yeah, it's not an easy thing to keep up, especially when you have very uncommittal players. I know that some of our other friends are having that issue recently, but yeah, it's kind of... Roll20's made that a lot more convenient, especially like the thing for me is that I obviously used to essentially water down D&D using tabletop sim years back, which just kind of removes a lot of the math and just makes it more role based, just for more mini stories. Which yeah, I'm not complaining about, it's good. But that at least like removed the math because it's just removing a time wasting for like stream quality essentially. So when I got into Roll20, I was like, oh fuck's sake, I gotta relearn all the math and everything. Nope, all automated.
Yeah, even then though, doesn't it feel like a bit weird that you're just doing it on like online, not in front of people?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Would you not prefer that in-person aspect rather than just sitting on a screen?
I think it's nice, but at the same time, the convenience of like Roll20 and stuff, I feel like I just don't really give too much of a shit.
Yeah, I find it so much easier to do it on Roll20 rather than physically, because you know you've got to find out where that person lives. You've got to drive there. could be a fucking hour. You could be driving half an hour. You got to bring all your stuff. You got to get the books when it's just a simple
Good.
click of a button.
Yeah.
Go get a crowbar, got to break into the door, got to stand over there.
You've got to go get your eye patch, break into their house at 2 a.m. while you play the Metal Gear Solid theme.
Do you want to play Dungeons and Dragons?
I've made 17 characters.
And I've got all sheets for them.
Just standing over your DM's bed, the rest of the group is tied up in the corner. We're fucking all here, we're gonna fucking play.
Yeah, it was literally when we did the IRL session. We started about midday-ish, yeah, because Verity made us sandwiches. It was great. And it wasn't until like about I genuinely think we stopped playing about 2 a.m. We of course we stopped to eat, and then 3 of us went to go get like some alcohol and enjoy like the last few hours. But it was a strange time from like adjusting from being on an online perspective to an in-person perspective, because I was like, I don't know how to calculate this on my own because I really struggle with math. But it turns out it's a lot easier than you think, which is why I didn't know I was giving myself such a hard time about it.
Yeah, it's not like hard
The
math.
fact that
or
it does it
anything like
all for you is so much easier.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's more just the
To sit
convenience
there
of
adding
having it.
everything.
Like the math for D&D is not hard whatsoever. It's more just the fact that you can just press a button and it's done. You're like, haha, ease.
Yeah, because you don't think about your proficiency modifier, or like if you have like a different spellcasting modifier, if you're a monk, for different like abilities, if you use your key point modifier rather than anything else, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think
You-
people have
you
got into the
get
game in
everything
an earlier
figured
day,
out.
thankfully, have that sort of ingrained into their brain, so it's a bit easier. But yeah, for everyone else, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, and thank God I adjusted, but I know it's not very easy for a lot of people.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind doing more IRL games, but at the same time, I'm not really going to be like scrounging for it. I think it's
Yeah,
it's part of the DM in me talking. It's just in terms of I'm just sat here like planning for IRL is so much fucking harder.
yeah, literally, isn't it just? Because yeah, like Josh said before, it's like having to get there. To get to where we needed to go to personally, we had to go. What was it? It was 3 of us were going from Birmingham. I had to get to Birmingham first, going from Birmingham to then go on another train to then travel like an hour and a half to then catch another train, which was about 20 minutes, and then we had to go on a car journey to get to their place. But then you see like different places around here, like in for reference, we had a cafe that used to like have a tabletop section upstairs, and then there's the Geek Retreat cafes, which I know one's in Birmingham, and I know they have a few more around, but I thought there was only one in Birmingham, so that confused me a little bit. Anyway, they have like specific D&D nights, but even then it's still hard to get there, because at the moment anyway, because of like the lack of public transport and all that, since they're obviously not open yet, which is a good thing, but I'd probably still struggle to get there.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, like I say, I think a lot of it's DM me. Like, I don't care about IRL enough to make the DM go through that pain. Like, let's say if we do one for Sunday, I don't mind planning like IRL stuff. If the opportunity comes out, I was going to do it for a holiday and stuff, which is meant to be next weekend. And this weekend.
Don't remind me.
But that was completely fine with me because, you know, I can get it already, I can do that. That's not an issue. But at the same time, I know what it requires to get set up and get everything ready. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
if a DM was like, oh cool, we could do an IRL session on this day, I'm like, alright, cool, they've suggested it. But at the same time, if it wasn't the DM suggesting, I'd be like, nah, you're alright.
Yeah.
You do not need to do that.
I'm just thinking like how fun it would have been, well, you know, this weekend if we did actually do an IRL session. It would have been really, really fun, but
We still can.
you know. Yeah, I mean, we're going in November now, so we can still do it, but it's just going to be a different like campaign thing altogether.
Yeah. Mark sits in the corner.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh
Oh no.
no!
No man can contain himself, don't worry.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think other than that, overall the sessions that we're both all in, well, sorry, all of us are in even. The first day session and then obviously my Sunday session. Thursday session's Oriental themed. Tales of the Orient, I think the name of the book.
Heroes of the Orient.
Heroes of the
That's
Orient.
very, very close. 'Cause I thought it was Tales as well.
I'll just stick to my Onimusha.
Weeb.
Listen, I just know a lot of sources where I can get decent character ideas.
Fucking weeb.
And I thought, hey, I love Onimusha. Man, I love Virgil. Wait. They're the same thing now.
That's no problem. Tune into the Devil May Cry podcast, more info on it. But, yeah, the Thursday campaign hit a bit of a roadblock for a while, like without going too many personal details. We had to switch DMs. Due to the other DM essentially lose motivation with it, and we didn't really feel like carrying on in another setting and like throwing away everything we had done for the better part of a year.
Yeah,
Even
because that
though-
campaign was like
yeah.
so fun.
The thing is that I wanted to keep more of it, but then once I saw more of how the new DM Regan wanted to do it and like what was different, I was like, oh, okay, no, I don't mind throwing stuff away now.
Yeah,
Because-
like it was such a hard decision for us to make. I think personally, I was like, I don't know if I can do with just throwing it all away. But then I was like, well, I know Regan's a really good DM, and they're rare to come by. I'm so lucky. Like I have good DMs at the moment. Like I have you. You're an amazing DM. I have
Oh.
Emra, amazing DM. Magnus, getting there.
This is the same DM that invented Droop, so,
Sometimes you have to do what you fucking can for a meme session.
Well, exactly. But then the old DM's idea of ending the campaign and making us throw all our hard work away was, you're level 20 now, have fun with that. And it just didn't feel like we could do that personally.
Yeah,
I'm glad we didn't opt for it
I
because it would
think-
have been weird.
Yeah, so what I'd be talking about was once that DM cancelled, you have to run like a one-off session, just basically time skipping forward to when we were in-game characters, just to help wrap stuff up and wrap up block arcs. As well as that, just generally feeling cheap. I think a lot of us were against it because we knew that we was going to carry on these characters somewhere, some way. Like, even if we didn't, say, get another DM for Thursday, I probably would have just reused Mirren somewhere else.
Yeah, I
And
would have
so
used K any day.
Suddenly skipping and seeing, like, what he was like would just been shit to play him again. So I wouldn't want to see that until I'm done with the character.
Yeah.
Like, if this campaign naturally plays its course, we hit 20, etc., I am beyond fine with that. And then, I'll probably put Mirren to rest, cool, done. But I don't want to, like, play him for 10 levels and then, and here's your level 20, here's you can wrap up, and done.
Yeah, it felt like we were just being cheap-shot, really. And I know, like, it wasn't intended to be that way, but we worked really
Yeah,
hard on all our
yeah,
characters,
it's
and
not-
a lot of us had so many good backstories.
It was nice of him to offer, but yeah, it's just not something that I think any of us really wanted.
like, Alina's, when it comes to what her character was based off of and what the backstory was and what it encompassed, she has told me nothing. Normally, she's quite open about what her characters are, what the stuff is, or she's going to do this, she's going to do that. I got nothing from Mana, absolutely nothing. And she still surprises me every single session.
See, but that's good though. It's good to have that kind of suspense, even when you are like engaged to each other. To have that kind of little mini secrecy with D&D characters, I bet. Oh man, I can imagine. I bet that would feel like so fucking good to just be like, "Holy shit, you did not tell me that."
Like, she's told me fuck all about Star as well. All I know is that she's just a retard.
she's just a retarded possum.
And I know she's dropped little hints, little subtle things, like even in the sessions, little things that make you question whether it's actually true or not. And I really can't wait to see how that goes out.
Yeah, without spoiling it, essentially, she came to me at one point and was like, look, I want to play this a bit more of an angle, especially since the campaign we moved into is a bit more serious. And I was like, look, your character essentially is fine how she is, but if you want to expand her out, here's like some basic kind of stuff we could do, just to give you a bit more. And then we kind of rolled on that and just made some suggestions and ended up going for a few things. And it was nice just because it was a way of moving the character sort of forward slowly without going, and complete personality change.
Yeah, it's like you can give yourself an angle while adjusting a character, but to then change it, if you wanted to change it completely, it would feel a bit weird, especially to us since we were the ones that were playing with the original character. To then see something so drastically would be like, oh no.
Yeah, I had the luxury of knowing Star in the first ever instance that she used it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there was the original campaign, Josh, that I was invited to and declined with that DM that we had for Thursday. But
Well, we lasted until level 3, so
I was going to say we've got like 5 sessions at most, with a lot of them being cancelled, weren't it?
yeah, the majority of them were cancelled. But it's fine. It's fine. Like the story hooks were good; they were very good. But having Star canonically shit on tables was a bit.
What? Wait, what the fuck? That actually happened.
Yeah.
Alina!
Ah,
I don't know why you're shocked.
Star.
It's something I can still see happening now.
You heard it
Star
here
is-
first, kids. Star canonically shits on tables.
Star is a being of pure chaos. There is
Fucking
no other
hell.
wording for it. It is just chaos.
I'm actually terrified of her now.
Lao is a carer. Lao is a carer. That is the be all and end all of it.
Well, let's hope the new world you've all gone to now has like some kind of disabled boss, because if Alina had something she can show at the front door, that might help.
She has her blue badge.
Oh man, oh man, I am mildly disgusted, but also I don't expect anything less, to be honest.
It's the way it
This is
should
what
be.
I mean. Star is one of the favorite characters that she's made. Like me and Alina have been making characters for God knows how long before we got into D&D. I got into it through the usual generic way. I watched Critical Role and thought, this sounds cool. And
Okay.
then I proceeded to make 160 different characters.
I was going to
Most
say,
of
like, I
them are
think
based off.
going back to like
mean-
what Abby was saying about the stigma that used to surround D&D, due to it being nerd game. I think Crit Roll sort of fixed a lot of that, especially within the
Mhm.
gaming community already. Like,
Well,
even
yeah,
even
because
within our
like you see a
communities,
lot of voice actors.
yeah, exactly. Even within our communities, it was like D&D still had that stigma. But I think having popular people that everyone knew of it was a big thing. Like, a lot of people already knew of Matt Mercer. I think McCree is the one that most people know him for, if you didn't know him already.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, having that sort of role in was a lot. I think, and obviously responsible for a lot of people getting into D&D. I'm not a watcher myself because I refuse to catch up with that much content, but yeah, it's just very much. Hello, neighbours screaming. It's very much been an entry point for a lot of people, but
Yeah.
obviously it has carried some negatives with it, as you guys saw from that Reddit post I was talking about the other week.
Yeah.
I had to make the
I didn't see
comment.
this. What's this?
So there was a guy on Reddit that was talking about how he's done a few campaigns, he keeps leaving, he finds that the DM and other players are not up to scratch, they're not like, you know, what he's looking for. He wants to get into something with a lot more serious people and a lot more experienced people. And he kept listing his reasons, so I said, yeah, no, I don't even bother commenting on Reddit, I'm a lurker, but I'll hop in to try and see what his issues is as a DM, try and help him out. And he's speaking about like, the stuff he wasn't happy with, and I was like, well, it sounds like you're literally just looking for people that have more experience with the game. Problem is, if you're a newer player trying to find a more experienced session, you're a bit less likely to be considered, especially, I don't know, what characters are you putting forward here? Like, are there stuff that sounds a bit cliche and people might not want because, you know, you are making yourself also sound like a newer player that might not fit into the session with more experienced people. And it was kind of going around and around, and eventually he pointed out like, oh, it's just that, you know, I watch a lot of Crit Roll and stuff, and I'm just looking for people of that higher level and doing this and that. And I was like, okay, you kind of need to get Crit Roll out of your mind because those are professional voice actors. It's a group of people that have been going for years. They all know the game very well. Everything also is kind of a bit behind the scenes in how stuff works out sometimes. Like, what you're seeing Crit Roll isn't a typical D&D session. It is of very high level people and an absolutely amazing DM. I think some people actually called it the Matt Mercer effect, if I remember right.
Yes.
But
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
Well, Matt Mercer's been playing it for better part of a decade, maybe.
He has even played for donkey's years.
yeah, exactly. And these guys kind of keep going. It's like, oh yeah, but it's just not meeting my standards. Like, you know, just not able to get into the game. I'm like, well, you can only just try and get through. Like, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to get more experience yourself, unless you want to try and set up your own session and bring in your own people. But you know, a non-DM organising a session isn't going to be the easiest thing unless you want to get people in and then pay for a DM.
Well, yeah, exactly. That is literally, like you said, it's like the whole issue with Critical Role is it's fucking amazing. Like the whole production quality, like all the cast, like Ashley Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe.
Oh yeah,
can't-
legit.
Yeah, all of them. Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham,
Liam O'Brien.
Liam O'Brien, all of them, amazing people. They obviously, because a lot of their D&D adventure was like before it was ever streamed, and that was like in their homes. They were just playing on a kitchen table, I think it was, and they were like just doing vines and stuff, and it like progressed into a live stream, which is like what I do, because I'm streaming 2 campaigns at the moment, but they're nowhere near the production quality that I could provide that Critical Role does. And that kind of gives like a weird stigma to people who, when I say, oh, I stream Dungeons and Dragons, they're like, oh yeah, I watch Dungeons and Dragons. The Critical Role is different to the Dungeons and Dragons that I'm streaming. I'm streaming someone's nice idea that they thought up and wrote a load of notes down about. Whereas Critical Role is a very highly in-depth, everything campaign.
Yeah. Like, the thing about Crit Role as well is that it is a product at this point.
Yeah, like they've
there is-
marketed it and
Yeah,
everything.
there's a monetary gain behind it, therefore people treat it like a job. They're putting 100%
Yeah.
effort into it because they're getting paid for it, and if money comes out, sure, they enjoy it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They should do. But there's a lot more reason for people to be invested and to go like to 200%, because it is being marketed as a product, as an actual web show, rather than just a live stream of a game that people are doing. It's a big difference. But yeah, that Reddit conversation ended with him proceeding to start whining like a child towards the end. So I asked him, does he refuse to eat his mother's food because he wants food from Gordon Ramsay?
It also just came to my attention we did just miss the most important Critical Role cast member, and that was Sam Riegel.
Oh, yes.
So to all the Sam Riegels out there, I apologize.
What does Sam Riegel do to deserve this?
Nothing. He's such a sweet man.
I love Sam and his little intros.
Oh, it's D&D, D&D Beyond. Rip Sam, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss him out.
Right, yeah, no, you're gonna get an angry tweet off him at the end of
No, no,
Yeah, that's getting clipped and sent to him.
no.
Yeah.
I think
He is being contacted. The authorities are known for now.
Oh shit.
on the subject of Crit Role, I know that one of your major disappointments to the both of you was obviously May MCM being cancelled.
Don't
Look,
even talk to me about that.
Yeah, for those unaware, we're all convention goers, and the Crit Role cast were meant to be coming to a convention back in May, which we originally we were not going to save money, but then Crit Role got announced that they were coming to it, and both these motherfuckers start making plans near immediately.
I was poised every
second-
single day for the second those tickets went on sale.
Yep, got my weekend tickets, like, that's it, fucking going. Booked my hotel, made sure everything was going to be right, and I was just sitting there like, oh, COVID-19's coming. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. It's fine. They won't cancel. I'm just there waiting for the photo op tickets to go on sale. I'm like, oh, God, they're not on sale. What the fuck is going on? And then, like, fucking cancels. I was like, oh, no, they won't come back, and I'll never see them again.
It's like for most conventions, like I was hopeful for March convention to go ahead just because COVID's kind of new. I was hoping more that one would go ahead before the pandemic got too bad. But yeah, as soon as I was looking forward to May, not in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, May's getting cancelled. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to crush their dreams, but there's no way May's going ahead.
And then they've put the actual Critical Role show on hiatus as well, and that fucking broke me.
Oh, but that was
yeah,
that was obviously as understandable as cancelling
Yeah,
an entire convention. But
completely.
oh yeah, I was quite gutted. But then I can understand because they want to keep the production quality the same. So you'd want to keep like that whole aspect of this is an amazing campaign. Don't want to ruin that. Let's keep it as it is. Let's leave it on a cliffhanger and then wait until it's safe to do so rather than
I
do
know
it
it
from home.
was such a cliffhanger to leave it on.
I know.
I saw a tweet recently. Are they resuming soon?
They are thinking about it because I know the restrictions are being loosened where they are. So they are putting plans into motion. Obviously, it's going to be
I'm gonna take
not
a
as
wild
different because they are
guess.
still seeing each other. But there probably won't be any guests, and the people in the studio will probably be very limited.
I'm
So
gonna take
in a
wild
way, it's
guess
good
and
to
say
see
Bay Area, LA.
What gave you that impression?
That's where everyone fucking lives.
I will actually Google that, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's in LA.
Yeah, if it's not Bay Area of LA or San Francisco, I'm gonna fucking give up.
Yeah, Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, called it.
Yes.
Man, what a hard guess that was.
I respect the hustle.
But like, what do you think about it? Where did all these voice actors live near to each other? Alright, LA, of course.
Oh yeah, I suppose you can probably get the best jobs over there. It's like right now, me and Josh are obviously looking online for voice acting opportunities. It's like, oh yes, we can do this. Online. With people we don't know.
I got one the other day, and it will always be the high point of my potential career at this stage. Probably going to get some better ones, but this was out there. I get updates on the regular about different roles that I could be in, potential roles, auditions, casting, that kind of thing. I got one through the other day for a rogue on a medieval fantasy adventure, and I thought, oh yes, finally, I can be dark, edgy. I looked it up. They're looking for a 18-year-old black female. I'm like, one, why did you send me that?
Okay,
Two, I
unfortunately
don't
be
think
like
I
that
fit the
sometimes.
criteria.
Like I remember being it was just before, I think it was either Wednesday. Yeah, it was before Wednesday stream or Friday stream. Can't really remember which one it was. And I joined a Discord call, and it was with Ghost in the Machine. And I hadn't spoken to a lot of his community, but obviously since I'm a moderator in his Twitch, a lot of people do actually like know me already, just as that person that's in the chat. And they went, "Oh my god, your voice is so nice!" And I was like, "Oh, thank you!" And they went, "Oh my god, is that like an Uwu voice?" And I was like, "Oh my god, what do you mean?" They went, "Like the Uwu, the really cute voice." I went, "Uwu, my no square!" And they were like, "Oh my god!" And it turned into a fucking divulgent, and I got really scared. And then like, I'm gonna have to leave now. Goodbye, guys.
You see, yours is that voice. Mine's just default paladin.
Well, you can't go. No, don't touch me there. This is my Nolo square.
And
Fuck
TOS.
off, I'm not doing that in my voice. I'll say any line you want, but I'm not saying that one.
Fucking say it, you dirty bitch.
Fucking... Oh shit, fine. Give me a second.
Christ.
Ah, yes, peak Dungeons and Dragons quality.
I'm hanging my head back in shame, you can't see it.
How do you feel having two aspiring voice actors in here with you?
Incredibly disappointed in every way, shape and form I can't even begin to express.
Oh, that's truly a shame.
I don't know if the stream is lagging at any point, but to the 11 current viewers, no, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Please never make that character.
Man, why are you afraid of Victorianus?
Oh Christ, it's got a name.
That's the little dipshit that I based Dante off of.
Yikes.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's on my list of the 16 shitty characters I've got in front of me. I've got a couple that are, standard. Got an assassin rogue. Yeah, that's fine. Fighter who's also an explorer. It's all good. Saw a Reddit post and thought, hey, that's a cool idea, so I've stolen it. So, true polymorphed chair.
What the fuck?
A chair that has been true polymorphed into a human.
Yeah.
Never bring these into my campaign, thanks.
Never
So,
let me
yeah.
see these in any campaigns that we're in together, because I will personally try and kill you off first, and I can make that happen
Yeah, but
very fucking easily.
it made a very good point. There is nothing to discern this person from any other form of human life, except for when he goes through an anti-magic field, and it's just a chair again.
That already
party-
see someone chop down a tree.
The party would be shit scared of going through that field for like fear of turning into a chair themselves.
That's a statement that has never been spoken before.
Ah, okay.
Exactly.
So magical chairs, yeah. Sure.
I've got an alcoholic wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, well, isn't Miriam basically an alcoholic sorcerer? So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. I'll give it that one.
Depressed alcoholic sorcerer.
Nah.
Alina
Good
helped me out
better.
on one. It is a tabaxi that's based on a munchkin cat.
I know. I respect that. I
Yeah.
love the backsies.
A jock paladin that always tries to inspire his bros through football speeches.
Dave.
Literally, Dave. But I mean,
That sounds like what
American
Surrend was
football.
meant to be before I just made him more mentally traumatized.
Oh man, literally, that guy went through some shit. He came on the other side like, I am depressed. I hate
Pretty much.
everyone.
Like for
Please never
Josh's
talk to me
reference,
again.
in the Wednesday one, I originally made him like some spunky ass fucking like really go-getter paladin. But
Don't worry,
The pro-
guys, you can do it.
Literally.
originally, yes. The problem was though that because everyone in the campaign already had like really intense backstories and most of them were linked to the main plot, I didn't want to self-insert myself into that, but I also didn't want to just like make an entirely new backstory that's going to have to get played off. So I didn't want to like cut off the flow of my own shit, especially when I didn't know the
Wait.
overall plot that well at that point.
Depressed blonde-haired paladin. Are you sure you didn't self-insert?
to be honest, he wasn't actually that far off. But, yeah, after like, I started thinking if he's more of a straight man, or he's been with these guys for like a duration of what, a couple of days, and he's already
Yeah.
seen a lot of shit. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna have certain feelings about this. And just basically led to the only reason he's sticking with the party is because he just does not trust anyone in this party not to accidentally do some world-ending plot bullshit.
Yeah, he decided very quickly that Alafane was just not worth it.
Yeah, Alafane got the title of "This girl is going to fucking do something stupid. Keep one eye on her at all time."
Sweats.
Yeah, me now is kind of a mix in the way I'm sort of doing him now. Hasn't been too much so far, but since Seren's basically dead in the water for now, I've given him a couple of personality traits that will hopefully come out.
Yes, PTSD.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to how that first day campaign goes. It's a shame that. Maybe I'll get into a new campaign at some point. Maybe Seren can come back, but.
Why didn't you include him as an NPC in the new one?
I just don't care.
Just drop him in passing. Like we go into a tavern and there's you make mention that there is just a singular blonde man in paladin armor just drinking his sorrows away. We all have to go. Wait,
Yeah.
I've heard that name before.
I'm shooting myself in the foot because you guys are getting without going too far. Might be next session, but sometime. But no, might be the first session. It's either first or second
Yeah,
session.
next week will
You
be
got
the first
you.
session, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys will be getting an NPC party member for a while. So which means I'm
Let's-
doing the thing of, oh boy, got to run combat, run this, and also run my own character now. Yay.
Let's not forget that we ended the previous one. Star jumping us back to square fucking one.
Yeah, so Sword
We
Close is now
technically
dead.
made that non-canon though, didn't we?
I hope to God it is non-canon.
I'm pretty sure we agreed that was non-canon.
No, you guys are rolling with that decision.
No, we said it was non-canon. Fuck you, Moody.
You don't get a choice on the DM.
No, fuck you. You can't decide what happens. I'm the DM now.
All right,
For
have fun.
initiative.
Hang on. I've got this covered. Let me see.
90% of my notes are in my head. Good luck.
Ah,
Speaking of, when are you going to send me them?
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that. I'll do it after this.
why is he
Said
getting
that
a note?
every single time.
Josh
Hang
is
on,
right.
let me
Josh is
just,
writing like an in-universe sum up of the previous campaign.
Oh.
Lau is officially writing a book.
I was originally gonna just kind of do it as a thing anyway. I was doing like a diary entry for my unspecified party member, but I realized that one of the issues is that no one's really seen all the shit. But I had all the notes together, so if Josh wants to do it, Josh can have it.
I just want to confirm, as a joke, I went on to Roll20 to, roll a persuasion check as Lau. I just got fucking nat 1.
Did you actually?
I actually
forgot
just got a
what
nat
they are.
1.
Storm King's Thunder. What's the new campaign called anyway?
I actually don't have a name for it yet. There's 2 names I'm missing. I haven't thought of a name for the overall world. I think I have something. And I also need to think of an actual campaign name.
Just call it Jerry's Wild World.
Oh my god, you did actually roll on that one.
It wasn't that one. It's still a 14, but it's a nat one.
That is because you have plus 13. But Jesus
Listen,
Christ.
Listen, Lau knows his way. He knows his way around a conversation.
He knows the way. Show me the way.
Lau knows what's up.
Of mainly just spiking drinks, but
The issue with the new campaign is because I have no idea how long this is going to go on. I don't know whether to think of a name based on the story, no story arc, the story I've written at the moment, or whether something more general for the overall world. It's going to just be some general fucking fancy name, I'm sure. Like, it's not gonna be anything special, but I just need to think of one. It's one of those, I'll have something, but I guess because it's my own world, I'm kind of sat here like overthinking it more than I should.
Yeah, you could literally just go on a fantasy name generator and then try and piece together some shit together.
Yeah, I have ideas, but it just depends like what I actually want to name it after, whether it's the overall
Yeah.
world or the current story.
by the way, if anyone wants, I will wholeheartedly give everyone a copy of Lau's book. I think he's making 3 in total. One would be his journey through mines. Another one would be the journey through SKT. And the third one is actually just going to be Digital's Holy Book.
I'll take them off you, but obviously I have my own notes, so it'd be nice to pick parts up that I've missed out and then refer
It's
back.
mainly for like for lore sense.
Yeah, it's
So-
basically because I was going to do it myself. It's not like my full DM notes. It's just like essentially a basic summary of the story.
Well, what I used to do in the original campaign that I was in is each week I would make some kind of play, some kind of audio play based on what happened previously, and I'd make it sound like it was some sound of epic tale being told from Lau's perspective in the middle of a bar sometime. And I thought, that's too good of an opportunity for me to not do that again. But, you know, we finished the campaign, so it's pretty hard for me to do that. So I'd get him to write a book. I would change it from his own perspective. I'd give little digs here and there, little character excerpts, things that he was thinking, things that I'm sure they were thinking. His perspective on it. And I just want to make it sound really cool for you. And I will upload this to the internet if anyone else would like to read it themselves.
Well,
But
since I am
spoilers-
streaming the Wednesday campaign, I think it would be nice to have them in my bio below and just give a little bit more context on the story. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe,
cool.
Maybe.
maybe.
We can always just open up whatever the most recent one is as well. As an opener. Let's see if we
Obviously-
can do.
Obviously, this is a bardic epic. This is a tale that makes us out to be the heroes. There is no way I'm going to tell them anything bad that happened.
Wink. Not the fact that you gave an ASMR a fucking heart attack several times because you kept doing bad shit or influencing bad shit and just making it go, ah!
In the words of Lau himself, I merely gave them the idea. They rolled with it. They are merely my puppets.
Specifically, they rolled on it.
Yes, they did.
Fuck's sake. Yeah.
But
Which probably give context, people aren't aware. For the Sunday campaign that I run, we finished the current plotline we had, which was the Storm King's Thunder module. But due to me wanting to do more of my own stuff, but people wanting to keep characters, I come up with a bit of a cucked hand wave way just to move people over into the new stuff. But it's going.
It's a thing.
The prep is going.
the ending could be described as saying, "Ah, shit," and then that'd just give you all the information you needed.
Yeah. I think that's literally the best way you can describe it because that ended so strangely and just bizarrely. So basically, we fucked ourselves over. Well, Star fucked us over, but
Star,
we said it was non-canon.
Star, the agent of chaos,
So,
brought chaos to the equation yet again. Didn't shit on any tables this time though. Just shit on the entirety of the Sword Coast.
It just doomed everyone to fucking pain and misery for a while.
But it's fine because
Yeah, close enough. Right. Yeah, the from DM side, like I said this to you guys in the campaign a few times, I'm just really fucking done with modules for a while. Like I know there are DMs that almost exclusively run modules, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. But oh dear God, this being so restricted was hurting me. Storm King's Thunder is an amazing module, I'm sure, when done right on to the T with some improvements that people suggest. The problem was I made a mistake early on of trying to do some stuff different, and I basically just shot myself in the foot for the rest of the campaign. It felt like every time I was planning a session, I was having to adjust stuff to make sure it actually made fucking sense. And in the end, like the last sort of, I ended up removing an entire finishing chapter because it just made no fucking sense. It's one of the major complaints if you look online, like about chapter 11, just the fact that it comes out of fucking nowhere. But yeah, after that, I'm just like, I just want to be fucking creative and do my own shit. For all I know, I could fuck up the new stuff horrifically and we go back to a module, but
Yeah, that is literally why so many people do actually go from like probably doing one module or two modules to go fuck this, hate it, then go on to making their own campaigns. It's like I enjoy doing whatever the campaign is because it's the storytelling that gives me like the little jibble wibbles. But I don't know. It's more that I'd want to see what someone's mind can bring up. Like, there's someone that is your friend, and you wouldn't expect it to come from them, rather than just a manufacturing like book company, such as like the people who run Dungeons and Dragons. Go, look, here's a writer. Help write a book. You all collaborate, and then we send it out to people. It's a great concept, and like I know it obviously works, but
yeah. I think that's the whole thing. Like the thing with Storm King's Thunder is that what I hopefully somewhat fixed is that it felt like it had absolutely no fucking payoff in terms of.
I mean, ours didn't.
True. It's more the fact that like the Imrith dragon fight comes out of fucking nowhere. Which is why, like, I added stuff with the Oracle and whatnot to give, like, even though it wasn't too many sessions beforehand, just some kind of fucking hint of what was happening. Because it's just literally half the campaign is just travelling around looking for clues. And I had nothing I could realistically do for that part, which is why every single session that we were just walking around doing stuff, I was trying not to knife myself in the background. So I was like, just pointing them generally north, I guess.
Just go that way.
Just head north. Just fucking head north and make it as fast as possible.
A little bit biased, but my absolute favourite part in it was the theatre one.
Oh no, that was a really good session. I really enjoyed that.
And you see, that was all off the top of your head.
That's the thing. I'm 100% better at improv than I am at planning half the time. It's the way that I do like a lot of my sessions is that I'll look at is there going to be issues that I need to get ready for. And I'll prep general notes for pretty much anything that can happen. But a lot of it is just like, okay, cool, what are my notes for this? And it's like a couple of lines of just planning stuff. I'm like, cool. And I just kind of go from there. I'm far, far better at improv than I am at like over-planning.
All you needed was me pinning you into a corner.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm really, really happy with my world building ability. Like, when I've been making world stuff for the new campaign, like, I'm very happy. I enjoy world building. I really, really like it. I think it was it called World Forge? I know one that a lot of people use for D&D stuff, but people also just use for general world building. Like, I used to fuck around in that a lot, just putting stuff
Forge
together.
World, isn't it?
Forge World.
World Anvil?
Some shit like that.
Oh no, there is a World Forge. My bad, I was just naming the first ones that popped up.
Close enough.
Sponsored website.
Yeah, it's that exact thing of like that side of stuff is fine because I can make environments, I can get everything ready, I can do that. But then when it comes to like actually sitting down and planning out story stuff, my problem is one, you fuckers are unpredictable, and two, I don't like. It's almost like I don't like putting players on a railroad and like pushing you guys in a direction, but I also don't like putting myself on a railroad. In terms of like sitting down and I know exactly how this session is going to go. I like to be able to like come up with stuff like if I come up with something in the middle of it, I'm like, oh wait, no, this would be really cool. I can just quickly put that in.
Don't play this shit like House of the Dead 2.
But it's always fun when a player suddenly turns the tides for you and you go, ha! This isn't what I fucking expected.
Exactly, it's one of those where I can kind of sit there, I can go, oh, wait, no, this person had a cool idea. Yeah, fuck it, let's do that.
Yeah.
And before rolling a 33 to we don't exist.
No.
I just want to point out, I'm ecstatic, by the way. There's no sorcerers or wizards in this fucking campaign. No wish, motherfuckers.
They don't fucking allow.
I despise wish with a passion.
Let me
Both-
just double check to see if wish is a bard spell. Give me a second.
I
No,
do not
wish
believe
is
so.
something you obtain.
Yeah.
Yes, but magical secrets.
Mm. You know, out of all the people that we know, Moody, guess who ended up getting Wish?
Emra.
Yeah.
How do I
First
just
campaign with Regan, he got Wish. But
Shit.
Regan was such an asshole about it. He was like, if you even uttered the words, I wish. Well, that is it. That is your wish. It doesn't matter what you say, it's going to happen. Whether you want it to be that specific way or not.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna have to fucking deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
Christ. No challenge that. The campaign. Yeah, it's hopefully gonna be good. The one issue I've kind of had with planning it is that I know how I want the story to go, and well, I've sort of fixed this now. It's all sort of sorted, but it's the problem of trying to get you guys there, and also how I keep it interesting in the meantime. Because again, without going into spoiler territory, I've had to really avoid talking about this with you guys because I really, really like what I planned. But what I've done for this first story in this world is, I said before, it's probably one of the things I'm most proud of that I've written. The problem is that I'm sat here like, what nerds can I actually tell about this? I need to get this out of me. But yeah, it's just kind of a matter of keeping it interesting and having like something else going on that allows this payoff to happen. So it needs a decent bit of build up, but it's not one of those where I can just like, it's not like a long quest or anything like that. It's just something that's going to happen eventually. And so I'm sat there like, what to do in the meantime?
Yeah, it's always fun. Probably planning like campaigns and stuff and being like, yeah, this is going to be
Yeah.
fun.
I think it's one of the advantages of me having a new world to play with. So it means I can just sort of set you guys loose in there, and at the same time, because your characters don't really know fuck all about it, it sort of makes that part of the session at least as well.
Yeah.
Like most you'll get in for the start of the next session, if I dropped you in a field, there'll be like a week or so time skip where you just found a village and just settled there briefly, where you try and figure out your bearings. All you're getting is like you're getting like a basic fucking map of the area, and that's it. Other than that, it's completely up to you guys.
Please tell me you have an actual map and you're not just hastily drawing it using the paint tool.
No, I'm using MS Paint. God,
Ah, he knows.
I do need to get some maps together actually, but yeah, overall it's all come together pretty nice. Like I was originally thinking about do I need to give myself longer than just like 1 week off, but everything's pretty much there. The only stuff I haven't got down is, you know, sessions ahead, but I don't like going too far ahead anyway, so it's enough that I can get stuff out. If I have to give myself like a week break, a few sessions in or something, I always can do, but I see no reason.
Anyone want to
Yeah.
save up and get some party art done?
So, somewhat.
Party art.
Oh. I always keep saying, please consider using the lovely girl that I've used before.
Can she offer a refund on that one? 'Cause session died.
she offer even.
Yeah.
Don't think you can refund art you've already used.
Oh, fun. MS Paint would be fucking hilarious. So, I never actually mentioned this, but for everyone else listening, there was... Remember when you guys went to the Oracle in the temple and all that? A bit that I cut from that was originally it was going to make you run round and do shit before you return and not able to get answers for it. That just felt like dragging out for the sake of dragging out, so I ditched that. But the campaign states that Harshnag, the giant who was traveling with you at the time, would have had the map, like where you needed to go, or could just quickly scribble one together. I was gonna draw it in like a fucking crayon tool online, just like present you on Roll20 as like this really shitty drawn map of the Sword Coast in crayon. I thought I got there laughing at myself, and I was like, "Isn't that add like 2 sessions on for no reason?" And just like very sadly hit delete.
Jesus
I'll figure out a way to get the crayon map through eventually. Actually, I have an idea.
Oh no. When he gets ideas, that's it.
This is how most of my session planning goes. Man, wouldn't it be funny if...
I mean-
Actually, yeah, it would.
I mean, Disral's an ancient prophet. Disral is an ancient prophet. What else do we need?
I mean, not in the New World. Unless he can spread a religion there, but we'll see.
I mean,
This
I have
isn't
copies.
Civilization 6. We don't need Dave the Apostle going around spreading the word of backflips and whatever fucking cultist malarkey that's going on inside his head.
I think it's cool. I think it's a good idea, and I, for one, will be writing multiple copies of the Book of Base and Fire.
Please, no, I'm begging you.
I might just leave it on tables in bars for them to peruse at their leisure.
Actually, I just realised, now that the Thursday campaign's back on track, talking of party art, I can fucking restart that commission I originally planned like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering what was happening with that. I was expecting it like a couple of weeks ago. or something.
Yeah, because it, obviously, the campaign was kind of in the air for a bit. When I was planning, it was right when things went downhill. Like, it was days afterwards that Rory cancelled it. And so I was like, I'm gonna put that commission on hold so I don't have to pay right now, because I don't want to, like, get this drawn and then, like, the chance the campaign might not go ahead again and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll get a couple of sessions in with a new DM and go from there. So I'll restart that once I get paid. Because I was really looking forward to that shit.
Yeah, I was actually really looking forward to seeing Kate actually drawn.
I'm gonna need to get some references together actually, but yeah, effort. I'll sort that out later.
That's fine. You've actually got.
Yeah, for you, I actually have the art from Soph.
Yeah, so.
That
That's
one.
always good.
That will do, that will do.
Oh
Fair
yeah, I
one.
really want to commission Soph.
He's always available.
I need to get
Yeah.
Lau's new outfit sorted out. Because it's going to be like the same one for the time skip thing. So while we're trying to figure out where we're going, but then the second I get myself into a proper town, I might have a date with another tailor.
Go on for you guys and derail the session entirely by deciding instead just to settle down in the village town. All you wear is village garb now. Session starts, you just tend into the fucking fields.
I will live among the trees.
There's an orc attack from the west. The adventurers can handle this. I have carrots to farm.
Let them deal with it. I got carrot.
I'm happy with my carrot pursuit.
God, I can never do the Star Wars justice. It's a shame.
Look, at least you guys can actually have variance in your voice. The problem with my fucking voice, and especially Big Off Tongue, is that one, no matter what voice I do, my lisp is constant. And two, my voice is at like a level where the sort of bassy undertone my voice has, I cannot get rid of, no matter what voice I do.
Ellie, this place is very unique. It seems every NPC has a speech impediment.
At least you haven't had to voice Wanty yet, unless you haven't. I didn't realize.
Voice of what, sir?
The snake
You
people.
want to, yeah, the snake
Oh,
people.
yeah.
You could go adventurous. See, it works out. You didn't need to speak impediment. Fuck, you speech impediment for that.
Welcome to my
Jesus
world.
Christ! It's sorry. I had a retainer when I was younger. It was not
This-
fun.
Does time reduction surgery exist?
It does. It does, but I don't think it will work the way you want it to.
Look, I'll have to relearn to speak, but at that point I'll take that option.
It'll be interesting to find out.
I used to have a beautiful singing voice when I was younger. No, it's just fucking, not.
Oh, you're a choir boy.
I actually was in the boys' choir.
So was I. I was in the school choir.
If you look at my
Marrying a priest.
If you look at my time in fuck that. If you look at my time in secondary school when I was in my performing arts school, you can see the moment that my voice cracked and I transitioned to doing technical theatre instead. Still, to be fair,
See-
still did a lot of drama and still did dance. So.
My background's mainly graphic design. I was always into like creative media and that kind of stuff. And then like a couple of months, I think, a couple of months ago, I was like, oh, I'm getting some places with my voice. You know what? I'm actually going to try and act. And then it's just never bloomed since.
Oh, what a shame the travesty of the world befalls upon us. That we both are in the same fate together.
Me, you, and Alina.
Well, I mean, I think I'm the only one out of us three who has been currently casted in something, because at least I don't get gender confused roles.
I mean, my fucking if my shitty other work hentai server ever gets back together, that one's still lined up for you, Abby. Abby, Josh, you wanna voice a male character in a hentai that just gives huffs and gruffs?
I mean, I can play Link for you if you like.
Yeah, but more drawn out, more like you're in sexual anguish.
I'm
Allow me
still
to
game.
Allow me to do agreeing Link.
Oh.
Yeah, close enough.
Doesn't agree.
Yeah, pretty close. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Everyone just seems to be at each other's throats, but things seem to be getting there, maybe.
Link walks down a corridor and trips over the stool he left out.
Oh, the way you guys go into people's houses and not smashing shit up, might as well be a fucking Link. Don't need to mention a certain old NPC.
I had nothing to do with him. You guys broke his fucking kneecaps. I did not.
I had nothing to do with that. I merely laid down an idea and the rest of...
I want to point out, you guys did all that because you thought he was ripping you off. In reality, the reason for the slightly fucked up potions is the fact he's old and can't do it properly anymore. You guys beat up an old guy for being old.
And it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Is this Minneapolis? There goes your monetization move.
I almost made another joke, but I stopped myself.
So was I. And I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
thought-
want to get
I
involved.
thought immediately of the most offensive one, and I managed to drop myself down to a less one. I thought, actually, no, that's not what I'm joking about.
We'll have to discuss the joke later because I think we might have been on the same lines.
Yeah, probably.
Very many lines to be on.
Mood.
Oh, Christ. But yeah, so overall, new campaign stuff. See how that goes, but you guys are looking forward to it, so that's all I give a shit about.
Hell
course.
yeah.
So, what other questions are you going to fire at us, Mr. TM?
When are you guys gonna start being decent players?
How fucking dare you? I've been playing D&D for 3 fucking years, and this
I
is
knew
how
I would set you
you
off.
repay me? By shit-talking me?
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, I come up with clever characters. And I
You
come up with
rip
clever...
Other fucking characters from other games? You made a guy a fucking chair?
No, he made a chair a guy. Important
yeah,
difference.
that's what I meant.
Very important difference.
I mean, contextually, it can go both ways. The man can be both chair and both man.
Ah, yes, Schrodinger's chair.
Exactly.
Until
You don't
sit-
know until you throw him in a magic negating field.
You don't know until you sit on his lap and deduce whether it's comfy or not.
Can I introduce you to Clothor, the Munchkin Tabaxi?
Oh, Tabaxi's always cute though.
Yeah, so this one's a fucking Munchkin.
Yeah, Munchkin cats are cute.
Josh having a dilemma trying to think about that one.
Would you mind helping me up? I can't reach the bar.
Would you mind helping me up? I need some help.
Oh man, that sounds so much better. Fucking hell.
It's amazing what you can do with a new voice.
I might just give him
Trainee
like a,
voice actor, by the way.
I might just give him like a really deep voice.
Like a
Excuse
really
me.
proper gruff.
Can you lift me up? I can't seem to reach the bar.
Sounds like a slightly more hoarse
One
Wow.
glass of milk, please. I
Sound like-
only drink milkies.
Why do you sound like the cat from The Cat Returns?
Yeah, right?
What, the Baron?
Yeah. You literally sound like the Baron.
Catson comes strolling in a fucking top hat.
Oh.
Christ.
I can't remember the person's name. What's the name of the protagonist?
Haru.
Yes, Haru.
What are you sniggering at?
I can't remember the fat cat's name as well. Like, I watched it the other day and I can't remember any details on it.
Oh, I watched it the other day. The fat cat's name, it's Dame Judy Dench.
Oh!
I had to watch a movie.
no.
I had to watch a movie where she licks her own arsehole. Okay, I don't have fucking bounds at this point.
I
That
watched that
wasn't
in
very
the cinema.
jellicle of
I was
you.
forced.
What the fuck did Jellicle even mean?
Still don't know what jellicle means. I know Alina has like explained.
No,
What Jellicle
That's the
means?
thing. She couldn't. She fucking.
Well, yeah, but she gave us like a rough description of what it meant, but like an
One of the
overview of it.
cat's character arcs is that they're trying to fucking like make friends and like fit into society, and they finally get some friends by the end of the movie, and they're all happy. They're finally accepted. They send her off as like the cat that gets, you know, the whatever they call it. I can't even remember. Which in reality is them just fucking dying. They sent off the cat, not wanted friends.
I don't understand how that is a good concept. Like, I can get musical theatre. I've never seen it, but I'm assuming that in musical theatre that show is amazing. But on film, that makes no sense. Why is the utmost glorious thing to happen to a cat is to die? That is the
It goes and
Hang on,
bees
I-
reborn under the Jellicle moon. This cat just finally got fucking friends. It's finally accepted. We've chosen you to die, yeah!
Right, I've got the cast list. The fat one's name is Muta.
Muta, that's it.
Muta. Right.
Mm.
Hey
So,
Siri,
let me see if
what
I can
does
get that.
jellicle mean?
Let me see if I can get that
Siri
voice
makes
back up
confused
now.
noises.
I found this on the web for what does jellicle mean. Check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out. Yeah, jellicle means fucking nothing according to Siri either.
For good reason. Like, the entire fucking the first half of the film is like, here's some cats, introducing them one by one. It's like, oh, okay. Second half of the film, here comes the actual plot. Nope, here's some more cats.
Oh boy, I can't wait to get that plot out. What's this? You gotta give me another cat? Oh.
Oh, four.
Here is the third act, and oh, it's more cats and a cat's dead.
What's the... Oh, guys, it's another cat. Is he gonna bring the plot? Oh, he's tap dancing on the rail tracks.
I should start narrating a cat's life just around the village. Oh, there's a cat on the walkway. He's going to die. Oh no.
You see, he's really confident. He's just gonna sing about how confident he is. Oh, he just wants milk. Same.
For fuck's sake.
Honestly, I will pay Alina actual money to narrate the entire Cats movie as Star.
I
I
need
think she'd do that without being paid, not gonna lie.
She'll finish and then be in like anguish from her throat for the next 3 days, but she'll deem it worth. Christ. How do we go from
Oh,
D&D
that's
to
my
cats?
favorite character. Oh, she's fucking dead.
I'm putting humanoid cats in the new campaign, you're not stopping me.
I mean, you
Alright.
can do. It's a legit thing. So,
Yeah,
we
I
have
mean,
a
it-
PC who's playing one in our Wednesday campaign.
Yeah, but I
Call
choose
to
not
back,
to
so you
accept
can
it.
do that.
Yeah, but I choose not to think about that. There's a reason why none have come up in like any campaigns of mine.
Oh yeah, but like, come on, dude. It's D&D. It's a fantasy world.
I like high fantasy, not cat people.
I mean, isn't that high fantasy?
Yeah,
No,
hello,
that's
Final
that-
Fantasy 14.
That's like, yeah, that's fucking cat girls. Big difference.
And you can get male ones.
Okay, sorry, cat boys and cat girls, not
I was gonna
humanoid
say,
actual
you played
cats.
as one.
I still do.
There you go.
I was just a bunny girl for a while instead. Oh god, I was Kate.
You were literally Kate for a while.
I said I was blonde as well. Oh god. No, like ripping off a D&D character. Right, we're getting the fuck off track. Let's wrap this up. We've been going for over an hour.
That was very jellical of you, Moody.
Shut the fuck up. I think going back to what Josh was saying beforehand about like character builds and stuff. I can't remember the name. You linked it to me before, Josh, and I see some of the videos around. There's a guy that does like character builds of existing characters in games and anime media. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I do.
I think his name's like something the Barbarian. The problem I have with both the stuff he makes and also pretty much anyone else that does like character build stuff.
Tulok the Barbarian.
That's it. Everything leans on this like extensive multi-classing.
Yeah, like I think I saw one for what was it? Joker from the Persona 5 game.
Yep.
It had like so many different classes in it. Like,
He-
how can you?
he tries
put
to limit
this
it-
in-
He tries to limit himself to like 2, 3 usually at most. Normally it's just 2. But the problem is, it's just D&D obviously supports multi-classing. That's a thing, but it's not meant to be multi-classed to the extent where you're just dipping in and out of classes to grab abilities.
You can be a bard with a sword and call yourself a bard and a fighter, but if you have 3 levels in fighter, so you can take an archetype, 2 levels in bard, so you can get expertise or whatever the fuck it is, a level in rogue for sneak attack, and some other stuff. Canonically, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, it's like in our
It's
campaign,
boring.
Disrael, he dipped a level into Barbarian, and that's totally fine with me. Or it's the other way around, wasn't it? No, it's Mark dipped a level into Barbarian.
Lum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. I'm all for that. But
Lum
it's
is quite a
yeah. That
angry
makes
character.
that makes
so
sense.
it
It's
makes
one
sense.
extra very close class, but a lot of the builds and stuff that you see these sort of character creators coming out with, they're stuff like, oh, okay, and after you hit your 4th level monk and your 5th level fighter, you're going to dip into sorcerer for 2 levels to get meta magic. It's like, if I have to DM for that and you try to dip into sorcerer just to quickly get meta magic, I'll be like, no, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, literally. It's why I appreciate a lot of people do like to multi-class, and sometimes it does fall well with their character and everything. But it's when they start bringing more multi-classes into it, which obviously you can't really allow as a DM because it gets too fucking insane. But then bringing homebrew into it as well, and you're like, oh my god, stop trying to overcomplicate a fun game. You're making it unfun by piling so much on.
If
I
there was
remember-
a character whose entire concept was multi-classing and not being able to master anything, great, I'm all for that. But once you get 2 classes to like a decent level each, and then you're like, now just slip into my 3rd class to grab this to buff up my other 2 classes. It's like, no.
Yeah, right.
Also, people that
I
dip
Can't be
into
the jack of all
sorcerer.
trades.
How does dipping into sorcerer even work? Sorcerer is literally like incarnate magic.
You just wake up one day and it's like, oh, I can cast fireball.
Oh, I feel tingles. Ah, yes, this conveniently goes well with the rest of my abilities.
Ah, yes, it's my
Yeah.
draconic bloodline I didn't tell you about.
Suddenly, I'm a Dragonborn now. Fuck you guys.
But there was one guy on YouTube who I remember watching, and he created it just as a meme. But it was a character called Absurd,
Hmm.
and it was a character who had a class who had at least 1 level in every single class. And it was for a one-shot that was like level 14, I believe.
See,
But
that I
it
don't,
was
that's
one
fucking
level
hilarious.
in every class just for the meme of saying that you could be one of everything.
Yeah, that is fucking hilarious, and I'm totally okay with that.
It's a one shot as well. Like no one gives a
Yeah.
fuck about one shots.
He was so shit at everything he did, but
That's-
he could be everything.
That's the thing, like, if your concept is built around the multi-classing, that's fine. It's just as long as you're not, like, doing 1 or 2 main class and just dipping in for abilities. It's fucking...
Exactly.
Plus, the other thing I saw is that a lot of the classes are just basically the exact same, but just adding flavour and assuming the DM accepts it. Like, a lot of the classes that he was making on the channel I saw was, like, sort of, say, punching classes, which are essentially just monk and fighter for stuff like Flurry of Blows. That's almost a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And obviously fight extra attack and all that. And it's like, alright, cool, that's fine, let's 2 go together. But then it's stuff just like, and yeah, here's a spell you'll take for say an explosion effect on your punch. You have to ask the DM to flavour it. This and this, you have to ask for flavour. It's like, I'm totally okay with flavouring spells. If it helps make your character like more accurate to something and not be generic, sure, go for it. Just let me know beforehand. When you are literally reflavoring 3 different classes, however, to look like they all work as one class, nah.
Doesn't it just get boring as well? I mean, I know, like, since I've been in a lot of campaigns, I have seen a bit of everything, and I have, like, seen a few, like, obviously people on YouTube doing the same thing. I think it just gets boring that you don't want to kind of... It's not stick with the meta, but stick with what you know instead of trying to push the boat out and try and oversell yourself to, like, different people. Because D&D, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be one of those games that you go, like, OTT on constantly. And then try and show yourself up against other people and be like, oh yes, but I'm the best player because I can do this and I can do that. Because that just makes you look like a bit of a penis, to be honest.
My sneak
That's what I
attack
can
does
do.
5d10 plus my bow damage. That's an extra 7d4 poison damage. Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, right.
I'm just gonna walk into here and pretend and roll a nat 20 and just I didn't exist.
Jesus Christ.
Boring.
Boring.
Boring. Get
Hey, I
something
walked through
better.
without any issue.
Speaking of which, this is a few months old now, so you might have seen it. Do you see the last Unearthed Arcana? It's
No.
the subclasses revisited one. I don't know why,
Oh, yeah.
but they are... So, there was a rogue concept that I really, really liked. It's something that I would not allow in a lot of campaigns, so it's something you don't want to see constantly. But it was called a Revive, so the idea being the rogue essentially has a memory that they died before. It's really
Yes,
fucking
I did
cool.
see that.
The problem
What-
is that one, it won't make sense in a lot of campaigns, and two, there's some stuff that's absolutely broken about it. So as of the subclass revisited, that's now Phantom Rogue, it's called. And the idea being that they essentially, like, you know, walk the line between but it's almost Void Sorcerer in a way. They walk the line between life and death, and they essentially have some kind of mystical connection to death itself, which gives stuff from them, and that makes a lot more sense. And they also, but the thing is, it's a complete rework of the class. Nothing is really the same apart from the general feature. They turned Noble Genie Warlock subclass into just the Genie, which is essentially you've made a pact with Genie,
Yeah, I remember reading about that one.
which is actually looks a lot cooler than it was before. And then Wizard, their Archivist subclass, because Archivist was looking to be kind of broken, has been turned into the Order of Scribes.
Ooh.
And Order of Scribes, magic of the book, name is apt. So essentially, you're a wizard that has just straight up like bookish as shit. You have like just learned everything from magical tomes and scrolls, almost like self-study, and everything you do is essentially from your magic tome. For example, you can create like a quill that can write for you and stuff like that. You can use your bookish spellcasting focused. And this cool stuff like when you cast a wizard spell for spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with a damage type of another spell from your spellbook. So stuff like you could,
Really cool.
yeah, exactly. It's just a cool way to fuck with wizard. I really, really like it.
Mm.
You can also,
Sounds like a decent thing.
when you finish a long rest, you can create one magic scroll by touching your quill to a blank piece of paper, and it copies a spell from your spellbook onto the scroll. The chosen spell must be first or second level, and basically anyone can use that scroll.
That's cool.
So you can share it with others, even if it's illegible. No, sorry, you can't actually share it with others. My bad. But the idea being that after that long rest, you can put it onto the scroll and it doesn't use a spell slot. So if you're going through several long rests or like a trouble sequence where you're not using your spell slots, you can just stockpile spells.
Alright, coffee lock.
No thanks.
Yeah, it's just it's really cool stuff. And like later on, you can like swap places with your spell book and stuff like that. It's just cool little shit like that. But it seems like now they're sort of revisiting a bunch of subclasses, especially both some recent and older ones. It seems like they're kind of getting to a point where we might actually see Player's Handbook 2 at this rate. Because they mentioned like
Play Handbook 2.
they mentioned like 2 years ago, like, yeah, we're gonna do some more Unearthed Arcana and it'll be ready. Like, how much Unearthed Arcana are you doing, buddy?
I suppose because a lot of it has been shown as mildly unbalanced or something that could be used but is not perfected.
I think people are just waiting for the fucking ranger changes at this point. That's all everyone wants.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, I've played 2 Rangers now, and despite it for me being fun, I know a lot of people don't enjoy Rangers. And I
think-
have noticed that I have been enjoying it a little bit less playing other characters.
Yeah,
So
I think
it-
ranger's not
uh,
a terrible class to play, but it is just a bit shit damage-wise compared to everyone else. And after
Oh,
playing
yeah.
it for a while, you kind of just feel a bit like meh about being the person that's not really doing much.
Like, you could be trying really, really hard, but then still not getting that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like- Because I'm using a subclass called Guardian Soul, I believe it's called.
Hmm.
And it does give me like a pretty decent damage boost in certain areas, but then again, it's also like, it's still unearthed Arcana, so it's still like not 100% legit. It's legit in the eyes of Dungeons and Dragons, but still.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
So the other one that came out was the psionic options.
Yes.
Yeah, and we got
I've not read
the
into those. What do they involve?
so basically it's all of the psychic psi options. You got Psi Knight, which is a revise of the Psychic Warrior. Soul Knife, which is a new rogue subclass. Psionic Soul, which is a revised sorcerer subclass that was previously called Abhorrent Mind. It gives 3 spells for psionic theme and 5 feats that can confer psionic power to any character. So
Oh.
essentially, they're trying to just bring like psychic stuff more common, because psychic damage is actually pretty bare. So they're trying to get like more classes options for it, add some more spells and have psionic features and then feats as well. Problem is like they do you ever hear about the Mystic class?
Not fully.
There was an unofficial class they released. It wasn't part of the Unearthed because it was like, hey, check out this maybe class. It is playtest material, but the idea being it's a class that's almost entirely like psychic ability. Like you can mess with people's minds, and there's some telekinesis stuff. But yeah, essentially playing with fear. It's completely like it's from Wizards, so it's a completely legitimate thing, but it's just an unofficial one. And that was kind of their like, hey, let's play more with psionic stuff. But from it, they kind of got the problem that the class encroached into other classes' territory a bit too much, because it was basically just a spellcaster just mainly focused on psychic stuff. I think they also took a lot from Warlock as well. It was kind of like, is there a need for this to be an entire class? So they sort of gone back to what they did in the first edition of D&D, where psychic powers aren't the domain of any like particular class. So now you can just kind of get psychic stuff with more bits. So like Cyanide, obviously you can probably imagine it's just a fighter that has psychic abilities, like stuff like a protected field, a psychic powered leap, telekinetic strike. You can also change the dice size. So if you roll the highest number on your psionic talent dice, it decreases by 1 die size after the roll. So as you burn through your energy. So you have like a separate dice that you use for your psychic power, and each time you roll it, the dice size decreases, so you can't roll that high again.
Oh, that's
Apart-
pretty cool.
Apart from
Yeah,
long
that's
rest, obviously.
decent.
It's just a way of like make sure you can start out pretty fucking strong, but as you burn through your replenishment, it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty hefty. Rogue Soul Knife, which is the rogues discover psionic power within themselves and channel it into their roguish work. So essentially using like psychic blades, hence Soul Knife. Yeah, you get psionic talents. Psychic blades, here we go. You manifest your psychic powers, shimmering blades of psychic energy. When you're about to make a melee or ranged attack against a creature, you can manifest a psychic blade from your free hand, make an attack with that blade. So melee weapons have finesse and thrown properties, normal range of 60 feet. After you attack, you can make a melee or ranged attack with a second psychic blade as a bonus action on the same turn. So if you have 2 free hands, you can attack twice at level 3 as a rogue.
I like it.
That's not bad.
I
That's
like it
not
a
bad.
lot.
And then Psychic Sorcerer, you can pretty much guess it's just a rework of the Mystic class, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
built into Sorcerer. There's just different talent options. But yeah, then they added New spells, Intellect Fortress, which is increasing intelligence. Mind Silver, which is intelligence saving throw, otherwise they take 1d6 psychic damage. And must roll a d4 to be self in the save. Mind Thrust, which is essentially a lance of psychic abilities. And then you got all feats and stuff as well for like telepathic, stuff like that. It's one of those where it seems like they sort of like made this class option a while back. It encroached too much and they split it down into like normal D&D. So there is a shit ton of content that needs to go into Player's Handbook too. Because there is enough now.
I, for one, welcome our new player handbook to your overlords.
D&D 6.1.
Too, Electric Boogaloo.
When's D&D 6?
no,
I love how
Probably never.
D&D 4 was so fucking terrible no one even mentions it anymore.
yeah, 4E does not exist in the eyes of D&D players. 3rd edition, that one still counts.
Yeah, Pathfinder works off 3rd edition, doesn't it? If I remember
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the first sessions I ever got invited to, the Pathfinder session. I was like,
They used to play up the game shop near me, and I genuinely wanted to take part in it, and I never got round to actually having the time to do it. So I'd love to play Pathfinder.
the problem, Pathfinder, if I remember right, is a lot less. I think you wouldn't enjoy it as much just because you can be a lot less expressionate with characters. Classes and such are a lot more hard boiled. Like, this is your class, this is what you play. You have a much more limited selection on what you can do with them.
Fair enough.
D&D 5e, although obviously people like bringing in homebrew stuff, it is very fluid in what you can do. Like, if you made another character of the exact same subclass, and the exact same class, the exact same race, you could still play them entirely differently. 3e, it's not even 3e, just 3. Doesn't, No, it's 3e, what the fuck am I on? Yeah, 3e and Pathfinder as a result just don't work like that, unfortunately. They have a lot more stuff you can play with, like different classes and different bits, but once you're in that class, you can't really do anything different.
Yeah, you kind of got to stick to what it is. It's basically like how a lot of people still play 5e. But,
Yeah, a lot of people, I know, I think DMs especially like Pathfinder purely because you don't need to deal with your players' bullshit. You kind of know what they're playing to work around it. Whereas this one, Josh takes polymorph, I'm like, oh, fuck's sake.
Hey, wait till I get to
That's it.
9th level, I can take true polymorph, or even mass polymorph.
Man, I can't wait for a chair to become a human.
no! Conversation ended
True
along with the
polymorph,
character.
turn the chair into a man, modify memory, giving him an entire backstory, and his name is now Stanley.
Stanley, the three-legged chair.
Ah, yes.
He lives his life as a common farmer. He has his family, he has his friends,
I was
and then
gonna
one
ask-
day he walks into an anti-magic field and is never seen again.
I was going to say, does he not just work on an office block and it's just the backstory of the Stanley Parable character?
Oh my god.
It's just Star
He-
narrating his life.
Oh. This is Stanley.
This is Stanley.
I haven't touched that
What?
game since I first bought it because there's an achievement for not playing the Stanley Parable for like so many years. I played the original mod version a shit ton, but now I'm just like not touching it just to get that achievement.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out now.
Yeah,
Can you not just like skip the time on your computer? to make
No,
the thing?
you can just mod the achievement. Stanley Parable, don't play for 5 years. The achievement is called Go Outside.
Oh, well, I kind of broke that because I played it like last year or something, and I'd already not played it for 2 years. God damn it.
You've got to
Yeah. Oh, actually,
appreciate the grind
apparently
on that.
I should be able to play it. If I boot it up now, I should get that achievement actually. No, neat.
I'm
Rob,
gonna
things for later.
check. Problems for later, me.
Yay. Cool. I think we shall wrap up here though. Anyone got anything else you want to say beforehand or?
Don't play Dungeons and Dragons. It's a terrible game. You won't make friends. You'll only make enemies.
Learn from me. True polymorph a table. True polymorph a lamp.
No!
Whatever you want, just do it. Just do what you believe.
I'm gonna give Josh like 3 days downtime and fucking. We're gonna walk into an in room and he's just slowly turned every single item in this room into a fucking human.
This is my army. They are all chairs.
Oh no, the last time I played it was 2017. Oof, Jesus.
Except Robert in the far corner. He used to be a squirrel.
2 more years ago.
Ah yes. Robert.
Unlike everyone else, I didn't modify his memory. He genuinely.
Well, it still just sits in the corner as human eating some fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
The only
bone
thing I
wants
did
to-
was give him modify memory to make him speak, and you just hear him go, "Fucking."
No, it's literally just like, have you watched? No, of course you have. You remember when Pumpkin gets a face carved into him on Batman Piderman, or just scream.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine if you were to polymorph a table or inanimate object into a person, and then they just like have a face and they go, ah! just like constantly. You're like, oh my god, what do we do? He won't stop screaming.
Will he remember his life from when he used to be a table? I don't know.
No one knows. It won't speak. It
I'm
just
gonna. If you ever attempt this in my campaign, I will figure out a way to fuck with it. Man just does a plank 24/7.
Just Batman Piderman, you know? Just scream.
Scream.
Just scream.
He screams for it.
He screams, for he does not know.
What do you think about this, Alfred? Ah! Ah, I see.
I'm
Thank
standing
you for
on
your
two
input.
legs.
Nice.
Alright, cool.
Imagine him sitting down on a chair and then just panicking.
My brothers know.
You have enslaved my kin.
I think we should have found the main antagonist for the new campaign.
Oh no.
Yes, Alfred, the true polymorph chair. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to end on that note because I have no energy to go through that conversation anymore.
Absolutely fair.
But cool. Yes, thank you both for coming along. If you want to throw your social media and stuff, I'll put it in the description once I upload this. In terms of say it now.
Hit me up on Redgrave Cosplay on Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. I merely have it for a joke.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, I mean, I've said this before, but it's always good to repeat yourself. You'll find me best on Twitter at pentacharm_, or I do stream Dungeons and Dragons if that interests you, because this is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Oh, yes.
I wrote my channel just pentacharm, no underscore that time.
And hopefully next week on the Sunday you'll be able to check out a new campaign that I'm running. On,
Oh shit, yeah, I
my
need to
channel.
sort that out.
If all goes well.
Yeah, but I do it on
can see-
Wednesdays and Fridays of a way.
Everyone can see Lowenstar in their absolute certainty. Good luck, everyone. You'll fucking need.
Jesus. And yeah, next week on this clusterfuck, well, depending on who's free, we'll be either having the JoJo podcast finally or the Kingdom Hearts one. Both depending on whether Max is free or not, as he's obviously going some stuff at the minute.
Fighting gold.
If not, I'll have to drag this one out a bit longer. And by this one, I mean these people.
Hi, how you
What do
doing?
you mean? I'm not expendable. Don't use me like an object.
Sorry, chair.
I'll
Ah!
I'll be expendable if it means people recognize me.
That's the only way we recognise you, buddy.
Expendable.
Anyway, thanks everyone for coming along. And hopefully see you next week, or if I decide to stream during the week, which with my current internet is unlikely.
Au revoir.
Bye bye.
Stay frosty.
Let's go.